How many times you have started hours-long podcast and never able to finish, and when you went back you find it difficult to connect with podcast? To avoid that, please subscribe to most advanced, featured, and accurate channel, Quick Podcast Summaries. Shetty believes that most breakups are a blessing in disguise, even if we can't see the blessing at the time. He also thinks that there's a right person and a wrong time, and that love is one thing, but a relationship is another. According to Jay, men have a bad reputation in dating, but it's completely unfair. He thinks that people are not having success in dating because they're not accepting who they are first. There are things about us that we know, but society makes us feel shamed about it, and we run away from certain realities of who we are. When it comes to communicating with someone who doesn't like to communicate, Jay's initial response is to let them go. He believes that if we can't discuss our relationship problems, we can't fix them. Jay also thinks that people are refusing to accept the differences between men and women, which leads to conflict in relationships. He gives the example of women wanting intimacy, not just sex, and how men need to understand and respect this difference. One of the biggest issues people face in dating is not respecting the differences between men and women. Jay believes that people are not having success in dating because they're not accepting who they are first. He thinks that a lot of people may say you have to learn who you are, but a lot of life is accepting who we are. Jay shares a personal example of how he's extremely ambitious, and how he used to be told that this was bad. However, when he accepted who he was, he realized that he needed to choose someone who aligned with his ambition. Jay also emphasizes the importance of healing in relationships. He believes that people are operating out of a place of fear or shame, and that they're scared of being vulnerable. This leads them to choose partners who don't make them too vulnerable, but who are good enough to be with. Jay calls this the safe choice. He thinks that people need to heal from their past experiences, including childhood trauma, in order to connect with others. Stephan Speaks, the host, relates to Jay's idea of accepting oneself and shares his own experience of being highly ambitious and driven. He talks about how his wife allows him to be himself, and how he allows her to be herself, even though they're not a perfect fit. Stephan asks Jay if he thinks men today are struggling with being attracted to ambitious, driven, successful women. Jay responds that it's probably always been like that, but that there's more ambitious women now, and that the disconnect isn't simply based on men not wanting an ambitious woman. Jay thinks that some women are ambitious out of necessity or fear, and that this can create conflict in dating. He encourages women to walk in their truth, whatever it is, and to not be afraid of being who they really are. Jay believes that people need to respect the differences between men and women, and that they need to accept who they are first in order to have successful relationships. If you want to listen to the complete summary, please subscribe to Quick Podcast Summaries on Spotify and Apple Podcasts for less than the price of candy in most places. And you can save an average of 15 to 20 hours per week of your precious time. It's a great way to stay informed while saving time.